questions, and with that, I'll open it up to Coach.
Okay, great to see everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. We are excited. It's time to go play some football, and we can't wait. Guys have been working hard at it. Players, coaches, everybody has been working hard at it. So we're just thrilled about the opportunity to go play. I believe the fans are excited too. It may have snuck up on the fans. It hasn't snuck up on us. Without having the preseason games, I know that the players and coaches and everybody's ready to go out and play a game. And this is going to be a game that counts. So it's very exciting. What do you have?
Jimena Lugo La Torre from Ravens Spanish Radio. Coach, the Cleveland Browns are saying that they focus their 53-man roster on facing the Ravens. Did we do the same, or did we pick our 53 for the long term of the season?
I didn't see that quote exactly, so I'm not exactly sure, what they mean by that. I'm sure that they also took into account the short term and the long term, which is what I think everybody tries to do. We try to do the same thing. We're thinking about certainly the first game is the next game, and you focus on that with everything you've got. You can't play the second game until you play the first game, and it's first things first. So one game at a time is definitely our philosophy, but you also put the roster together with the long term in mind, and there are other considerations also. So that's what we try to do.
Hey, John.
John, this is Jameson. The NFL and the Ravens have done so well as far as limiting the positive tests for COVID. I'm sure you addressed that at the beginning of training camp of trying to be safe and being smart. Is that a message that you have continued throughout training camp, or was it just the one main message and not really bringing it up after that?
No, we bring stuff up all the time. We're with these guys and we're all together a lot, so we talk about a lot of things. And definitely that's something that comes up on a regular basis. It's not like the guys get it. It's not, even as a head coach, I don't have to say it that often. The players are saying it to each other quite often. So everybody's in this together, and they've done a really good job.
Hey, John, Kirk McEwen from 98 Rob. How does practice shift now that you've got the guys, your guys that you're going to battle with, and that first battle is less than a week away? How do things shift a little bit starting today?
Right, Kurt. Well, it's in season now, so the in season schedule is different. The practice setup is different in terms of how it's organized. It's certainly 100% focused on the opponent and preparing for the Sunday game. So that's where we'll be. We'll be in in-season mode now.
Coach, Todd Carpenter from SI, with everything you've dealt with throughout training camp and no preseason games, do you get a feeling, a sense of normalcy now? Now that you got the roster set, the practice squad, you can focus on the game?
Well, more normal, Todd, for the in-season part of it. Training camp, this has been a different kind of a year, sure, as far as training camp. But training camp practices and things like that, it's still football practice. I don't know how quote-unquote normal you could say it is because, obviously it's just different. We haven't played a game yet. This is the first game without any preseason games. We still do have the protocols in place that you guys are mentioning. So, I don't know. Is anything normal in 2020? I guess we'll find out.
Hey, John, this is Childs at the Sun. You said you might or might not tell us the starting offensive line this week. Are you prepared to tell us?
No, we'll just kind of go practice and play the game. We're not going to really talk about the depth chart too much. You'll get a depth chart from the PR office, though. I think that's coming out.
Hey, John, this is Aaron at Penn Live. Now that the cuts have been made, what was the final determination in going with 3 quarterbacks, and why did you keep Trace McSorley and cut Tyler Huntley after camp?
We thought that was the best for the team. That's what we always do.
Good morning. It's Aditi with the NFL Network. I understand, with the understanding that you can't really tell until there are indeed games and live action. Just from practice, though, how does your run defense look better? The improvements you made this offseason, can you tell?
I think it's good. I don't know. Comparison-wise, we'll find out. You never know until you play the games, Aditi. That's why the games are played. That's the comparison that is real. Everything else is just speculation. But I'm encouraged. I feel like our guys we have good players. They practice really hard. We go at it really hard in practice. So It's not like we aren't prepared from a physical standpoint. So we're going to go against the Browns. They're a really good running team. They've got a big physical offensive line. They have, they by their own account, the two best backs in football, and not just this year, but going back historically, that's been said in their camp. So I can see why. I mean, they've got two great running backs. The run game is going to be important to them. That's Coach Stefanski's bread and butter, going all the way back in that system that he's been a part of, and he talks about how important it is, and you can see it in the offenses that he's coached in the past. So, it's going to be a big part of what we do, and we're about to find out because we're going to play a really good running team on Sunday.
I have another one on that front. The same way that, everybody is engaging in some gamesmanship right now, right? So the Browns don't want to say who their play caller is. If it's Kevin Stefanski or it's Alex Van Pelt, does it make a really big difference, do you think?
No, not that I know. We don't know those two guys per se as play callers too much. I mean, they both have experience, but it's not a vast amount of play calling experience. So we're going to play against the system and the players and whatever plays are called. Hopefully, we can defend them.
Hey, John, this is Jonah Schaefer with the Baltimore Sun. I know you guys have gone out to the stadium a couple times just to get ready for what that will be like. Do you have any thoughts on just what a fan-free stadium game experience might be like, how it might affect guys psychologically in any way?
No, I really don't, Jonas. I don't have any thoughts on that.
Anything else?
John, this is Jeff Rebeck. You talked about the team's health situation the other day. Is it possible it could be all hands on deck Sunday, or are there guys that may miss the game?
Well, it's possible, and there are guys that may miss the game, so it's both.
Hey, John, it's Luke Jones with WNST. There was a lot of outside talk about just debating bringing in a veteran wide receiver, but having seen all these young guys go through training camp, how excited are you to see them grow with Lamar based on what you already did last year, which was pretty darn good?
I am excited. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about these guys, absolutely. They've worked hard. They've performed in training camp. Some guys last year, as you said, we have young guys who were, two guys who are second-year players, two guys who are rookies, one veteran in Willie and another veteran in Chris. So that's our group. We're going with it, and I am excited to see them play. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do.
It's Aditi again. Last year at training camp, you sat down with Coach Billick and I, and you talked about potentially remaking offensive football. And then you very frankly told us you didn't know if it was going to work. Is there a different feeling this year? Is there sort of less anxiety, or is there more confidence that you've done what you set out to do in that sense? In that vein?
I haven't really thought about that. It's a very deep question. It would take a lot of soul searching for me to come up with an accurate answer on that one right now. But I appreciate it, though.
Labor Day weekend, not a good time.
I wasn't thinking about that. No, I was not thinking about that.
I'm trying to make you feel better. You should feel a little better this year.
I felt great last year about it. I felt great last year. You framed it a certain way, but that's not really how I remember it. I remember us doing something different that we were very excited about and kind of bold about. And everybody, not everybody, but some people thought it was a good idea. Some people didn't. I can't remember where you came down on it. But, it worked. It worked to a degree, definitely. And it didn't get us as far as we wanted to go. So we have a lot of work to do. But, we're not really afraid to try stuff. It's not like we're walking on eggshells around here about whether it's going to work or not. We think we have good, good solid ideas, and they were good. They were solid last year, and they're good fundamental football. We think we understand how that works, and got a lot of good coaches. Been coaching for a long time, so we weren't afraid of anything last year. I really don't remember the conversation per se, but I think we were excited to prove some things, and we proved a few things, and we didn't prove a few other things. So we still have work to do.
I'm Jimena Lugo La Torre from Ravens Spanish Radio. Coach, how more involved are the practice players going to be in the game preparation?
Well, they should be a little more involved probably than normal years because, with the circumstances, they could be brought up to play. And that's something I think they all understand. We did emphasize that to those guys this weekend. And I think that they took it seriously and expect those guys to come out and be prepared, have great practices, and possibly to play in the games, certainly.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you. We will be back here at 11:30 on Wednesday. Thanks.
Okay, see everybody.